Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And we would both like to welcome you to this month's edition of A Slice of Life. Now, we all seem to spend more and more of our time living online.
Definitely.
We shop there, entertain ourselves online, and for many people, they also spend a lot of their social time online too, with their friends.
That's right. Well, whether it's chatting to your friends on social media or posting pictures of your activities on Instagram, the life that we live online really is just another part of our real lives.
But there are differences. The things that you might do, like, or share online can sometimes be different, even quite different. From what you might be comfortable doing in the real world with real people around.
Yeah, so our article this month is going to take a look at some of the ways that people's lives can be lived face-to-face versus online, and we'll also be looking at how much do you really know about a person when you just meet them in the real world versus on social media. Sounds interesting.
Yep, interesting and eye-opening, I bet. But before we start to read the article, we do need to take a quick look at all of the new vocabulary that we'll be using in today's article. So let's go do that now, and then we'll come back to start reading.
网络时代这么发达，同学们一定有发现实体生活和网络的生活有差距非常大的时候。一起来看几个单字。第一个 secretary 秘书是个名词。My secretary answered my emails while I was on vacation. My secretary answered my emails while I was on vacation. 当我在度假时，我的秘书帮我回复 email。第二个单字 anybody 任何人是个代名词。Is anybody home tonight? Is anybody home tonight? 今晚家里有人吗？第三个单字 comment 评论，在这边是个动词。Please don't comment on my new haircut. Please don't comment on my new haircut. 请不要评论我的新发型。最后一个单字 manner 态度举止是个名词。Ken's children have excellent manners. Ken's children have excellent manners. Ken 的孩子有非常的良好的态度和举止，爸爸妈妈一定教得很好哦。好了，我们现在看完单字例句，一起回到课文中。
Everyone behaves differently in different situations. Some people may act one way with one group and another way with another group. Thanks to the internet, we can now see this more clearly.
Explanation 1.
Okay, so the title of the article for our A Slice of Life unit this month is, Are you the same person online as you are offline?
For most people, no. 没错，在这边先加一个单字 offline 离线的是一个字，相反的就是 online 在线上。在网络中，大家可以进行一些娱乐活动，比方说购物、跟朋友聊天，或者是拍照上传在社群媒体上面。那 pastime 也是名词，就是表达消遣跟娱乐的时候。
Right, and so here, offline or not on the internet is just another way of saying in the real world, when you are face-to-face with real people. Okay, let's start reading.
Okay, so the article begins by saying everyone behaves differently in different situations. 在这边加一个补充单字 situation 场合。如果说 it's not a good situation over here， 不要过来哦，就代表这边的状况不妙。相较于呢 situation 还不错，就是 the situation is going well， 这边的状况还不错。Sure, most of us would behave or act in a different way depending on who we're with and what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And as we read next, some people may act one way with one group and another way with another group. I think most people would agree with this. If you are spending time with your classmates or good friends, you would certainly act in one way.
Right, and then if you're with your mom and dad, you might act a little bit differently.
Or with your grandmother and grandfather.
Different.
And if you're with your boss or maybe your teachers, you would also act in a very different way. I'm sure your teacher, your boss, or your grandmother wouldn't laugh at the same things that your friends would laugh at, right?
No, probably not. So we are all a little bit different sometimes. Our behavior is different depending on who we are talking to. This has always been the case, I guess, but it's even more common nowadays with the internet. So as we reach the break, it says, thanks to the internet, we can now see this more clearly. So this situation. Hey, so that's a good point.
Very true. Yeah, back in the days before things like Facebook and Instagram, you might not know how your friends or family or even your teachers would act in different situations with different people because you never got a chance to see them in those situations. You just knew them from the time that you spent with them in the real world.
That's right. But now we can see what our friends or teachers are doing when they're at home or when they're with their grandparents.
Or we can see what our teachers or friends would do on holiday if they post pictures to their Instagram account, for example. And often the differences between the person you think you know and the person that they really are can be quite interesting and even surprising.
Yeah.
Look at the teacher.
Oh my goodness.
We'll learn more about all of this after we get back from this short break. We'll be back.
Take my secretary, for example. At the office, she never jokes with anybody, and she seldom comments on anything. She also always behaves in a proper manner. My idea of her changed when I found her on Facebook. At first, I thought I was looking at her fun and happy twin. I was wrong.
Explanation 2.
Okay, so we are reading about how people can seem to almost lead different lives online and offline. When they post things that their friends might see on Facebook or Instagram, they might seem to be one type of person.
But then when we meet them in the real world, they might come across as totally different. I mean, sure, we all behave a bit differently when we're with different groups of people. But now with so many people sharing their lives on social media, it can be something that the whole world can see.
So with this in mind, let's keep reading and take a look at one example, which we think will help to give a good example of what we are talking about. The next sentence in our article reads, "Take my secretary, for example." Okay, so the author of the article has a secretary who works for him, and he is going to use her to give us an example of what he's talking about. Give us this idea that he's talking about. But before we get into it, we do need to check out the very first grammar point of the day, so let's go over to Daphne to do that right now.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 take 加名词加 for example。意思是以点点点为例，是一句省略句。省略字 let's take 加名词加 for example， 让我们以点点点为例。take 在这里是及物动词，意思是拿。介系词 for 是当作，名词 example 是例子。合在一起 take 加名词加上 for example， 就是拿点点点当作例子。例如People love Japanese food. Take sushi for example. 大家都爱日本料理，比方说寿司。
Okay, so we are using the example of the author's secretary to show how people these days can seem to act differently online compared to their life offline or in the real world. Let's keep reading so that we can find out more about this secretary.
The next sentence says, at the office, she never jokes with anybody and she seldom comments on anything. Okay, she sounds like a very serious person, right? So that's what you would probably expect from a professional secretary working in an office. Nothing too strange or surprising. We have another grammar point here, so let's find out more and then we can keep going with our article.
第二则文法是 A jokes with B， 意思是 A 和 B 开玩笑。Joke 在这里是不及物动词，意思是开玩笑，后方用介系词 with 和引出开玩笑的对象。例如 Myrtle joked with her boyfriend， 梅朵跟男朋友开玩笑。
Okay, so the secretary that we're talking about has a very serious and businesslike personality when she is in the office, when she's at work. Yeah, well, I would expect that.
Yeah.
But then we also read, she also always behaves in a proper manner. Okay, so she's not running around the office making jokes and having fun all the time. Well, that would be kind of weird if the secretary was doing that, right? This is an office, after all, not a school playground.
Ah, that's an important point. This is how the secretary behaves in the office. 文章提到秘书在办公室总是表现得非常的正式或者是 proper， 代表是合适工作场合的。But she's not in the office all the time, right? And before the age of social media, the boss might not have seen her outside the office. Most people don't hang out with their bosses on the weekend, right? But as we mentioned, things have changed these days. And next, the author tells us, my ideas of her changed when I found her on Facebook. Uh-oh, is that bad news?
It could be. I have to admit that my mom isn't on Facebook, and well, I don't actually post too much. But if I was a teenager again, I'm not sure I would want my mom and dad to see everything I would post. It could be quite embarrassing. And even if it wasn't, it would still allow my parents to see me acting in a way I might not act at home. Anyway, so this boss finds his secretary on Facebook, and as we reach the end of our article, it seems as if the boss wasn't even sure if this was the same person. We read, at first, I thought I was looking at her fun and happy twin. And then it says, I was wrong. So it was the secretary's Facebook page, but at first he thought it was a different person who just looked like his secretary.
Yeah.
Wow. The person on Facebook must have been quite different from the person he works with. Okay, well, let's check out our final grammar point from those two last sentences, and then we'll be back to wrap things up.
第三则文法是 at first， 意思是一开始，为时间副词片语。这里的 at 是时间介系词在的意思 ，first 则是名词，意思是最初开始。合在一起 at first 字面意思就是在一开始。也可以代换成 in the beginning。例如 At first, I thought he was joking. 起初我以为他在开玩笑。
All right, well, that's all the time we have, but please come back tomorrow for the second part of our A Slice of Life unit. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Are you the same person online as you are offline? Everyone behaves differently in different situations. Some people may act one way with one group and another way with another group. Thanks to the internet, we can now see this more clearly. Take my secretary, for example. At the office, she never jokes with anybody, and she seldom comments on anything. She also always behaves in a proper manner. My idea of her changed when I found her on Facebook. At first, I thought I was looking at her fun and happy twin. I was wrong.
Hello, everybody！ 欢迎来到一混牙字大解析。I am Polly.
I am Shane.
OK， 我们今天的主题呢，就是怎么保存才对呢？
So today we have 3 words. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm always okay. The first word is conserve.
Conserve.
Second is preserve.
Preserve.
And the last one is reserve.
Reserve.
So they all have this serve at the end, right?
Serve.
Serve. Conserve, preserve, reserve.
那 conserve 到底什么意思？
Conserve means you need to use something very carefully or wisely because there's not a lot of it. It's limited.
OK， 所以就是它是保护、保存它的意思。可是特别是这一件东西啊，它受保护的原因是因为它是有限的。
Right.
对。
Which is like the quantity is limited, right? It is important to conserve the Earth's natural resources.
OK， 所以地球的资源呢，天然资源非常的重要，所以必须要保护、保存它。
That's right. It's limited, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is preserve.
一样也是保护的意思，
Yeah.
可是它比较像是维护它原本的品
Right.
质。
Yeah.
对不对
Like keep it the way it is. Okay. So you can say, in order to preserve the freshness of the vegetables, you should put them in the refrigerator.
OK， 所以为了要保存蔬菜的新鲜度呢，应该把它放到冰箱里面去。
Now the last one is quite different, I think. Reserve.
Reserve.
So reserve means to like reserve a table at a restaurant, something like that, right?
OK， 所以它就是预约保留，对不对？所以它
Yeah.
它其实没有那一种就是因为这件东西很珍贵，我必须要保护它，没有这个意思哦。它只是就是先留在那边，我等一下再使用。
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
could say, I'd like to reserve a table for 4 this evening.
OK， 所以我今天想要预约一个4人的桌子。
Okay.
就这样
Okay. Yeah. So pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you conserved enough energy to go into live action. I know you're really busy lately, but can you reserve some time for me tonight?
Tonight's not really good for me. I need to conserve my energy for my performance tomorrow.
I understand, but I never get to hang out with you at night lately. I miss you.
I really don't think it's a good idea.
Come on. I know you have to conserve your energy for tomorrow, but we also need to preserve our relationship. I'll cook you a nice dinner and we'll just watch some TV and relax.
I don't know.
Please.
Fine, but just dinner and TV. That's it. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah, I promise to be good.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们要复习4个单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？好，1分钟计时开始。第一个单字呢是秘书，秘书要怎么说呢？叫做 secretary。secretary， 你会发现这个字里面其实有 secret 秘密那个字，你就想说秘书他们会知道很多秘密、很多机密。Secretary，OK，the secretary took them to the meeting room。秘书把他们带到会议室。第二单字呢是指任何人，任何人它叫做 anybody。Anybody， 有时候我们也可以用 anyone。OK，your secret is safe with me. I won't tell anybody. 我会帮你守住秘密，我不会告诉任何人。结果一转头就跟别人讲。好，第三个单词它指评论，可以当动词或当名词，叫做 comment。comment。那我们这边是要用动词造句。He refused to comment on the matter。他拒绝对那个问题做出评论。第四个单词呢，这个字它可以表达态度、举止，也可以指方式或是方法，它叫做 manner。manner. Emma's parents want her to behave in a more ladylike manner. Emma 爸妈要她表现得更淑女一点。不过啊，我们要打破这种性别刻板印象哦。好啦，不管怎么样，我们在1分钟这里复习完4个单字喽。同学们表现很棒，记得要多多复习，多多造句练习。我们下次见了，拜拜。